Well, good Indiana morning to you. Today we're driving down, I would say a lonely highway, but we actually have a few brave souls who have come out early Sunday morning to drive to church, I guess. So, as you know, we've witnessed on this channel the transition from 27-year ownership of a classic car, I guess I would say, but the connotation there usually is a American classic car. But the one we had was a Japanese, which many people would not consider a classic, just because they have a low view of Japanese cars. Plus it was an 1987 model, which means that it really did not come around back when cars were really highly sought after as far as current makes and models. Now, there has been a resurgence recently of interest in the quote old school Japanese cars that were available that many people had just dismissed as, rice burners or whatever derogatory term they would have for those old cars back in the day. But nowadays people are liking those because of the whole cultural shift over to tuner cars and drifting and other developments that have gone away from absolute cubic inches and horsepower to more delicate turbocharging and what have you. You can name it, I'm sure. In any case, we sold that car. To make a short story long, sold the 87 4Runner that I had for 27 years, bought it as the car that we were going to keep forever, but life happened, it deteriorated, and what have you, so it sat around for ages. Not as long as you've seen some cars out here on the internet, but pretty long. And then got to the point where it was, coming to the realization that there's nobody really interested in that car around here, especially, with people that were close. So time to let it go. So where did we let it go to? Well, we put it on Facebook Marketplace. We probably got about, I'd say, I'm going to guess about 200, maybe upwards of 250 hits on that 4Runner listing. Initially, it started out at a low price, and I kept raising the price, which my son thought was hilarious because who does that? But of course, I was not taking it all comers because I did not care to just sell it for bottom dollar or bargain for it sight unseen for a low whatever you call it, bottom dollar, bargain price, low ball, whatever. I'm not disparaging anybody because I don't blame them for trying to get it for a great deal, but I was just not interested in dealing with the riffraff who were just going to part it out or wanted, I don't know what they wanted, but they were kind of wasting my time. So, for example, when they'd say, is this still available, which is totally a canned question, I would reply with the canned response, which is yes, are you interested? Which to me is irritating, because of course I'm interested if I'm even sending you something, but most people that are on there are just clicking, they just click buttons, and they don't think about how that affects the person on the other side, obviously. So when there's very little care taken into what question you're asking, there's, on my end, very little care needed to make a response. At first, I did not respond at all to those canned, is this still available questions. But then later I just said, well, I'll just respond with an AI generated response, like, yes, this is still available. So anyway, sold it. I think we're okay. Emotionally, I was a little down yesterday, not overtly like just depressed, but sort of more irritated throughout the rest of the day, trying not to engage in too many interactions, because I knew I would probably have a lower tolerance threshold for any nonsense. I guess is what you'd say. In any case, what do you say? Do you have the same feelings when you're selling a car that you've had forever and you were going to nurture till its end, and then you came to the realization you probably just sell the thing and move on? Good thing we sold it to a good new owner. Anyway, if this helped you, or if you got anything out of this, you're still here, of course, you've hung on this long, you should probably just click the thumbs up and subscribe, because we have more interesting things coming up. But stick around. We'll see you next time here on the channel, Driving It Home. Thank you.